Hey, hi, hello, and welcome back to Forever Spinning. Well, another 2 months has come and gone, and alas, here we are, sitting on this floating rock in space. How reassuring. Anywho, welcome back to Where It's At, the show that is apparently existential as hell, but also the show where I go through and listen to all of the new music that came out in the last 2 months so you don't have to. As per usual, I'm going to be talking about a handful of projects that I found myself really enjoying during both July and August of 2023. I will admit, this list is a little bit longer than usual, mainly because I unemployed myself at the beginning of August, so I had a bit of extra time on my grubby little hands. As always, this list is written in alphabetical order, not by how much I enjoyed them, so don't get any ideas right now. We'll cover all of that stuff at the very end of the year. Sound good? Well, tough shit, because we're starting anyway. Kicking off this list is Doom Singer by Chris Farren. I've been aware of Chris's music for quite some time now, but this is the first LP that I was able to listen to during its drop. While I'm not crazy about every song on this eclectic release, I do find the vast majority to be fun and kick ass. This is the kind of singer-songwriter album that really spreads the floor with its sonic output, trying out new ideas with each passing song. I highly recommend listening to at least a few of the tracks, because if you do find yourself enjoying them, then you're gonna absolutely love this project. We've got some emo coming up here in the form of You Will Watch Me Die by Exciting Excellent. This is a wonderful fifth wave emo effort from the lovely people over at Lonely Ghost Records. The soundscape that is created for this album is simply stunning, with a large usage of blips and bleeps to really give it that signature chiptune feel. I haven't been able to spend too much time with this album quite yet, but it is still a super solid release that I am definitely enjoying. Hopefully, you'll enjoy You Will Watch Me Die as well. It should be no surprise at all that the highly anticipated new Fiddlehead record, Death Is Nothing to Us, has made it to this list. I won't get too deep into it right now because I actually do have a So You're Interested In on Fiddlehead in general coming out probably next week at this point, so I don't want to overburden you with too much talk about this album, but I would also be pretty shitty at my job if I didn't bring it up at all. This is a wildly cohesive and at times conceptual record that delivers on banger post-hardcore songs. I love the performances, themes, and stylistic choices throughout. It's just a damn good LP that is bound to have something on here that you'll end up digging. I also hope that you'd be able to dig this new record from Jason Kaminsky titled Far Away Places. Jason is a singer-songwriter that I recently discovered through a playlist on Spotify titled SP500. I'll make sure to leave a link below in the description if you want to go check that out. It's a pretty cool playlist. And I must say, I really did enjoy listening to this a couple of times, so much so that I decided to go back and actually listen to some of his older projects as well. Suffice to say, I will probably be working on a video on Jason's music sooner rather than later. Faraway Places is a great collection of tunes that isn't afraid to branch out and try out different styles and soundscapes. But even with its menagerie and varied song approaches, it still comes out sounding as a singular and whole album. Just go give it a spin, because there is no doubt in my mind that you'll find at least one song on this project that you enjoy. Yet another singer-songwriter enters the fold here, but this time it's somebody that I think all of you are aware of, and that is, of course, Mr. Jeff Rosenstock. Hard stop, if you haven't seen my video covering his discography, go check that out right now. Okay, now that that self-plug is over with, let's talk about Jeff's new record, Hell Mode. Now, this just came out a day ago at the time of this recording, so obviously I have not been able to spend that much time with the record thus far. I can say for sure, however, that this is definitely one of my favorite of Jeff's projects thus far. I don't know if it's going to end up being my favorite album of his, but it's definitely up there. With that being said, it is still a must listen no matter how you spin it. It's new and fresh, so pop that sucker in before it's too late. Speaking of must listens, we have the new no-name effort, Sundial. I've been waiting on this ever since Room 25 came out a couple of years ago, and I must say, goddamn, it was well worth the wait. A brutal record to its core, Sundial is comprised of hard-hitting bars and structurally sound beats. If you enjoyed her last two projects, then odds are you're gonna enjoy this one too. She is without a doubt one of the most important rappers of this generation, and she solidified that even more with this release. It might be a little uncomfortable at times, but these are the conversations that are needed in order to move this world forward. And personally, I'm very happy No Name is the person to push this world forward. I just think that she can do it. She deserves all of the praise in the world for Sundial. It's just that good. One of my favorite new hardcore releases of this year has gotta be this new Out of Pocket LP, Waste of a Man. Just a consistent piece of art all the way through. This thing is gonna run you over more than if you laid underneath the old Union Pacific. I don't know what's in the water lately in the Bay Area, but god damn do those motherfuckers know to make aggressive music. There are plenty of riffs and catchy hooks to go around on Waste of a Man, as this record is anything but a waste. I don't have anything else to say about this project other than if you like hardcore, you're gonna want to check this one out. Another stellar hardcore release is Races by Spine. Mixing power violence with their ripping riffs is quite the potent combination. This might as well be Blunt Force Trauma the album. It's heavy as hell and will get your blood pumping like no other, all underneath this 13-minute runtime. Not to mention, the production is really well done too, not being overprotective of every single note, but also not being careless in its approach. If you like heavy shit, then you might as well give Races a shot. I don't get a chance to really talk about that much death metal on this channel, but that's about to change because I do want to touch on this new snuffed on sight record, Smoke. This Bay Area group has been killing it lately, and this album is no exception. The performances and production are larger than life, enveloping your whole head while they pound it with blast beats and sickening vocals. I am by no means an expert on this subgenre, but I also know what I like, and I can tell you right now, I do really like what they got going on here with Smoke. This record is not for the faint of heart, but with a runtime that barely crosses over 15 minutes, I'm sure you've got some spare time to toss the sucker on. They even have a little interlude called Smoke Break to cease their infernal racket and give you a chance to catch your breath. Killer music, fun samples, come on, just give it a shot. One last album to mention before we move on to the EPs has gotta be this new self-titled Zach Bryan LP. Y'all should know by now that I am not a huge country guy at all, not even in the slightest. But my younger brother actually loves this guy. He's been following him for quite some time now, and I in turn have been listening to some of his music through him. So when this project came out, I thought I might as well give it a shot and see what it's all about. I'm very glad that I did, because although there are a bunch of songs that I didn't really care for, some of them on here are just undeniable homers. In some ways, it's kind of fitting that this is the last album that I'm going to talk about on this list, just because it really is not my favorite from July and August, but it's still home to some wonderful country songs that I'm sure I'll be coming back to. Even if you're not a huge country music person, I still think this album is worth a try. Let's move into some EPs really quickly, starting with Spiritual Cramp with their new project, Meets the True Color Sound System. This thing is versatile as hell with some damn catchy ear candy. I will say that I do not care at all for that first track, but literally everything else is primo. The majority of this deserves to be blasted out of a car stereo while driving around town with your friends. It's just got that kind of vibe. Originally in my script here, I had written about loving all of their EPs so far, but also desperately wanting a new full length, and my prayers were seemingly answered because it looks like they're actually putting out a new full length in the next couple of months here, so I am very excited for that. Actually, I better get started writing a So You're Interested In on Spiritual Cramp, because I do have a feeling that will be coming out probably around the time the LP drops. Just go spin this one in the meantime, because it's gonna hold you over until this full length comes out. I still have two more things that I want to touch on before we close out this video. I'm sorry, I know it's a little long, but before that, there's one more EP that I want to talk about, and that'll be this brand new Bad Bad Not Good Turnstile collaboration, New Heart Design. I was actually really surprised how much I enjoyed this, specifically the second and third songs. Who'd have thunk Glow On would translate so well to jazz, but alas, here we are, and it's fucking great. These song structures are as solid as a rock, while the flourishes that are added are unfathomably gorgeous. If you liked Glow On and are even remotely aware of Bad Bad Not Good, then this should be an automatic listen. Just trust me, this thing's fucking great. Real quick, I didn't really know where to put this, but I did want to mention this new Cheem Deluxe edition of their album Guilty Pleasures, because it is so gosh darn fun. Love the new tunes on here, but especially love that they included Eject onto this project, which was previously only available on a compilation. So glad that it's finally on an actual album. I've not ordered my cassette yet, but I am definitely going to be doing that as soon as this video is over. Big Cheem head over here, so suffice to say that this did indeed tickle my pickle. If you're not listening to Cheem, you're fucking up. Okay, let's finally close out this longer than usual video with a compilation record, and of course that would be Balladeers Redefined, that was put out by Secret Voice. Secret Voice is of course Jeremy Boehm, the lead singer of Touche Amore, and he decided to come in here and create a compilation record with a bunch of other bands really focused around screamo, emo, hardcore, power violence, aggressive stuff like that. There are like 30 some songs on this project, but even then, it's still a really neat and nice package. Plus, the bands that were picked to be on this compilation are all fucking killers. I mean, Jeremy knocked that out of the park with choosing the bands for this one. Just to rattle off a couple of the bands that are on here off the top of my head, you got Soul Glow, you got Frail Body, you got For Your Health, Bone Flower, Closer, Jerome's Dream, Third Face. God, that list just keeps fucking going. I mean this wholeheartedly, that if you like Screamo and you haven't listened to this yet, you are doing yourself a complete disservice because this project is just full of so many amazing tracks. Fuck it, video's over, go bless yourself for the next hour and a half with Balladeers Redefined. But no, seriously, that was the end of the list, so that in turn means it's the end of the video. Hopefully you got some good recommendations in this edition of Where It's At. It's the whole reason that I do the show to begin with. Hopefully you go out there and try something new, and hopefully you enjoy it. Links to all the albums, EPs, compilations, and all the other fucking things that I talked about in this video are located in the video description box below. Be sure to subscribe for more videos just like this every other month, along with shows like So You're Interested In, where I break down an artist's discography and tell you the best place to start off with if you feel intimidated before diving in. I mentioned in the beginning of this video that I do have a Fiddlehead video probably coming out next week, so be on the lookout for that one, especially if you end up listening to Death Is Nothing to Us. And then of course there are shows like Stacks of Wax, where I go through my record collection, show off some of the cool pieces of vinyl that I own, and the variety show where I just kind of pick a topic and have at it. I do have one of those coming out this week that actually should be a pretty interesting one, so I'm hoping that you enjoy. Please feel free to scroll down even further to the comment section where you can let me know if you liked any of the albums that I ended up mentioning in this video. Maybe I missed something that you thought was so crucial that just had to be in here. How didn't he pick it? What is wrong with that man? Well, for starters, I'm an idiot, but also I just can't have these videos being like 30 minutes long. And that is all the ranting and raving that I will be doing today, outside of course for my usual reminder for you to go out and support your local record store if you were able to, along with the local artists in your area. And well, till I see you next time, happy listening.